Audio test. Where's the game audio? Well, it's picking stuff up. It's just pretty quiet. Okay. I guess I gotta delete a file. What are these? What's a mirror? It's gone. Casual? What little baby game for babies? I'm not gonna play on hard. I don't even think I've beaten this game on hard, if I'm being honest. I probably could now. I used to be really bad at this game, and now I've gotten a little better at it. Lunatic? Probably not. Well, probably with just a lot of resets. I'm a firm believer that classic is the best. I think that I played casual on other Fire Emblem games, not this one. Well, I have played casual on this one a little bit, not recently. Um, and it affords you too much freedom. You can do strats that wouldn't be possible on the higher difficulties. I mean, on classic, and those strats kind of break the game. Being able to just sacrifice some characters to kill the boss or whatever is too strong. All right, what did I make last time? I think I made a boy. Let's make a girl. It's canonical that it's a female main character in Conquest, and it's a male main character in Birthright and Revelation. I forget where I heard that, but apparently it's true. Notably, it's a female Corrin on the cover of Conquest, if you look, and it's a male on the cover of Birthright. I think they should make Hinoka real. I was gonna say I'll be killing Hinoka this run, but I think she actually does not die in any of the three routes. I think she just lives. I mean, she can die if you recruit her in Birthright. No, I think because she's a story important NPC, she also doesn't die, even in Birthright. You can't just let her die. I will be periodically ripping on this game. Okay, so the thing about Conquest is that the gameplay is good. The gameplay is kind of good in Birthright and Conquest, but the map gimmicks are generally better in Conquest. And I would say it's actually like people always used to say this, and I used to kind of like hear it, but now I've actually lived it and can experience it. I've now beaten Conquest a few times, and it does have some of the best gameplay in the series, and it also has a very aggressively bad story. And I think I probably will be ripping into the story just a little bit as we play. Now, time out for a second. I want to see something. Don't go anywhere. I haven't left. Where the hell is it? Yeah. Okay. Revelations map gimmicks I've heard are very bad. Um, let's make a short girl. No, let's make a tall girl. I'm a firm believer in making a short king, but for a queen, I feel like there's an appeal to both. Decisions. I don't think I've ever made a short girl. Let me get a eyeball on these hairstyles and see if they're different. I really feel like they picked the best hairstyle to be the default. That one just kills. A lot of the other hairstyles in this game are really bad, and that's funny because Robin's hairstyles were kind of cool. That one's cute. They're all okay. They're not horrible. What about this? They are different. They're a little different. There's like shades of some being similar. Oh, the boy cut. Yo, I kind of like that. Okay, yeah, yeah, they're actually very similar. When I looked at them all, it's like, no, we go. It's similar. It's not quite the same. Where's the girl's boy cut? Where is it? I lost it. This okay. Short girl doesn't have the boy cut. All right, the boy cut sold me. It's too cute. You making a tall girl and then giving her the boy cut? Hair decoration. That's actually super darling. Hair color. I kind of feel like red fits. I feel like finding out that you're actually. I think the canonical probably blue makes the most sense actually because of no, because you're not related to Azura's mother, which is where Azura's hair color comes from. Even on NPCs, hair color comes from the mother. Blue probably makes sense because you're a Fire Emblem protagonist. red would work as you being secretly a Hoshiden, and I think it does fit like that. But you're not actually secretly a Hoshiden, or I forget where the protagonist is actually air quotes from. Are you actually from the Secret Kingdom, or whatever it's called? Orange looks cute. I kind of like that brownie orangey. It's a nice hair color. I kind of like the bright orange though, the vibrant. What's a hair color I wouldn't normally pick? Well, I wouldn't pick that. I generally like more solid, vibrant colors. Oh, I'm Bernadetta. The pink. The light pink is kind of nice. The, kind of like a blondish color would fit in with the Norians, I guess, or purple. Purple would also fit in with the Norians. Is it only Camilla? The other three have like white hair. Red is kind of speaking to me. Orange, I think orange is speaking to me. I hate that. That's cute. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's too much. That's fine. I this one's the winner. Am I too cute? I kind of like that one. I changed my mind. What did it call it? Mature and nothing. Mature and nothing. I like how you can just make a one-eyed Corin. I also like that on this screen, the sprite mirroring makes it so that your bandage does not match the eye. Like we've got a left side on the sprite, we've got a left side bandage, and on the model, we've got a right side bandage. That looks very bad. I feel like they should have taken the extra 1 second to just not do that. I like how the game doesn't even acknowledge that you're missing an eye if you do either of these. It's just a funny option to even have. Like, you know, we've been sheltered our entire lives. What even hurt us? I guess Garen kidnapped us. We could have lost an eye in that. Oops, spoiler. Yes, there are many oddities about the decisions. I don't think the tattoos fit. It's hard for me to... A mole is okay. I kind of like the tiny mole. Alright, let me hear some voices. That's fine. I don't feel that one. I definitely don't feel that one. If I'm gonna min-max and try hard, what's our cute girl name? If I'm gonna min-max and try hard, I should give myself the ninja talent. I think ninja is generally seen as the best one in Nor. Alright, I will take any name that's not Korin if it strikes me. And if nothing strikes me, then I will just put Korin. Oh yes, the samurai kanji. That's not what that is, but it does kind of look like it. Why can't I do math in my name? Jello does not strike me. If I'm being honest. Cassette? I don't like it. Pepe? Look at him jump. I can't name a girl Pepe. For the fans. I don't even have that emote. There's probably like some new better version of Better Twitch. Angela. Angela. Last name talking. Trish. Nadine. These are pretty good names. But they're not striking me. Angela was first. It's alright. Makoto. I gave myself the boycott, so Makoto does feel oddly appropriate. And we're supposedly coming from... we have a Celine in-game. She said Selena. Um, I'm supposedly coming from Hoshido, so a Japanese name actually kind of feels good. Makoto, daughter of Mikoto, feels weird, though. Or maybe it doesn't. Okay. It's not... Makoto is not striking me. I had to think it over. It was close. It almost struck me. We'll give it like another couple seconds, and if... Zoe? That's kind of cute. Doesn't feel very appropriate for the setting. It's a nice name though. Asuka. Okay, yeah. We can have a fighting game name. It's Japanese. It's striking me. I've been struck. Asuka we are. What's today's date? What's my birthday today? Um, German. Asuka's German. Sure, bro. I mean, I'm sure it is German. Uh, Robust is actually very good. I've now played this game enough that I can comment on the stats. This game does HP differently than every other game, and in a good way. But it's a very interesting way. In almost every Fire Emblem game, you can kind of reach a point where you're juggernauting. In this game, HP grows at the same rate as other stats, where normally it's heavily inflated. Usually, in most Fire Emblem games, your HP stat is like 70-80% at least. But this game, it's like 30% or something. Like, it's like a low number, like most of the other stats. And because of that, you never really get a lot of HP to play with, and because of that, you're generally kind of like 2 to 3 hits from death for the whole playthrough. And then that makes defense and resistance a lot more important. But having a lot of HP is actually super helpful. So robust is actually kind of good. Um, Obviously, strength and magic are very nice. These raise strength and magic respectively. Corrin additionally benefits from having high strength and magic because Dragon Fang calculates off of both stats. And I think there's something else that benefits. I guess just the weapon types you have, Dragonstone plus Sword. Um, Deft. Skill is not so important. You could have Clumsy as your bane and not suffer too much, but it is nice being able to hit things reliably. Speed is obviously pretty nice. There are very few fast characters in Conquest. That's not true. There aren't a ton. Uh, Luck is a stat you can get away with dropping, and I find it funny that Unlucky is the default. And Unlucky honestly kind of fits Corrin anyway. It's probably the easiest stat to drop, that or Resistance. Sturdy's Defense, it's quite good. It's actually one of the better ones. Calm is... It's good depending on what you make. Like, if you're trying to just be an anti-magic unit. But, like, 5 of the 6 weapons hit physical in this game. So, it's not... It's one of the easiest. I would say this is the second easiest one after Luck to drop as your Bane stat. If you're not going to do... You should do Excitable if you're not going to do Unlucky, I think. But it depends. It's tempting... Okay, first of all, we should figure out our talent. The Norian classes are more valuable on Conquest because there are fewer of them. Um, a Sky Knight would be good. It's tempting to pick a unit who can still use swords, so I can use the Yato. But the Yato is kind of more helpful in the other route than it is in this one. So I don't need to go in with a sword unit. I can do Apothecary. You guys want to see me do an Apothecary run? That's in here somewhere. There it is. It's probably one of the worst classes. Bows are very good in this route. And Apothecary is technically a bow unit. Although I would say that the skills from Archer in its promos are way better than the skills from Apothecary in its promos. Let's really look at the list. Let's start at Mercenary. It's fine. We have 2. Probably more that I'm not thinking of because of the kids in this route. So that's not super helpful. We do get to keep swords. We get Hero or Bow Knight. Magic Boon, Shining Bow. MU? What's an MU? My unit? Oh, just her? Outlaw. That's a bow unit. We'll have an extra chest opener, but that's not super useful. Yeah, I'll probably use Niles actually, so having another one is kind of pointless. It's a good unit. It's a good class though. Samurai. That's a damn good class. A strong samurai is also very helpful. We get to keep swords. We get a Hoshiden class, which are kind of in low supply. I think only Odin has this. Um, oh, and Kaze, I think if you reclass him, becomes a samurai. But, like, that's it. Not much else. So that's a very tempting one. And it's not Ninja. Ninja's the very obvious one, I think. Oni Savage. That would give me someone to use the S-rank axe, and I don't really plan on using the fighters. So that's kind of interesting. I've never used the S rank X, but I know it's in this route, so it's a little tempting. Oni Savage is a really fun class, and strong would kind of remove its main weakness. I shouldn't say its main weakness. It is a reasonably strong class, but a strong Oni Savage just goes that much harder. Oni Savage is not so different from most Norian classes in what it provides, though. Lancer, what's that? Basara plus Spearmaster. The S rank Spears in Birthright. It's not in this one, but it's still a good job. Still kind of fun. Basara's fun. Diviner, I've done that. Priestess. This could be Magic Boon Shining Bow on the Priestess. We could go like the, what do you call it? The Great Master, whatever it is. Whatever the promotion is called. Sky Knight is very tempting. That's obviously a good job. Archer, very good in this route. Bows are the strongest weapon type. Dragon, I didn't know what the frick this was. It turns out it's actually the Wyvern. I don't know why they called it Dragon in here. It's quite annoying. I'm sure a lot of people picked it thinking it was going to be the like the Manakete, whatever you say, of this game. The Mer, the Fa, the Tiki. There's Ninja, there's Apothecary. Mage, that's the S rank tome is in this route, and Mage can eventually become Sorcerer and use Nosferatu strats and the S rank tome, so that's kind of fun. Picking my unit based on the S rank is a very terrible decision, but it's just kind of neat that it's there. And I've never used the S rank tome either. Troubadour, I will be using Jacob, and I will probably be using Elise. So having another Troubadour feels a bit much. Cav is obviously good. Knight, I will get a lot of them. Fighter, uh, interesting to think about. I forgot that Oni Savage actually does get swords back, right? Because of Blacksmith, right? Am I misremembering? Oni Savage gets Oni Chieftain, which is Axis plus Tomes, and it also gets Blacksmith, which I think is Axis plus Swords. So that'll give me the Yato. Now we're back to Mercenary. So Fighter actually feels a little bit less tempting than Oni Savage. Oni Savage has more defense. I think Fighter has more HP and stuff. I don't know which one's... I think Fighter is stronger. Don't know which one's faster. I just know that Oni Savage is like a slightly tankier version of Fighter. Fighter's always been one of my favorite jobs, and you get Berserker from Fighter, and that's fun. High crit chance and all that. Oh, Berserker is the S rank axe unit, isn't it? Oni Chieftain only goes to A. So if I want to use the S rank axe, I've got to be a fighter. I forgot about that. I forgot that a lot of jobs just cap at A. Um, Lancer was tempting. Samurai was obviously tempting. I think Samurai and Ninja would break the game the most. You get very few like throwing star units in this route. You only get like Jacob and potentially a promoted Elise, but I would never make Elise a maid if I'm being honest. It sounds bad. I've never tried it. What, you can use the S rank freaking Bifrost? I don't think that's very tempting. So the funny choice is Apothecary. Good choices include Samurai, Ninja, and then interesting choices include Lancer and Oni Savage. What are you guys thinking? Give me some suggestions. Is anyone here listening to any of me yet? I want to know what the current impressions are and what sounds fun. I will reclass. I'm not going to stay Princess. A lot of people get really negative opinions on Harold trying to use him. Arthur. I did the same thing you did. I've heard he's actually decent if you stick with it, but he has some skills that actively are kind of detrimental. You'd rather not miss, and you'd rather not crit. So his skill that lowers accuracy and lowers crit chance is like, or raises crit chance, is like just bad and bad. And never clicked Apothecary. I don't even remember. It's Merchant and Master of Arms are Apothecary's promos, I think. HP boon Oni Savage for big HP pool for counter sounds funny. That is kind of intriguing. I won't lie. This is the most versatile unit in the game. I wonder what the worst possible uh, Corrin would look like. It probably would be an Apothecary. I don't know. Apothecary in Birthright would be worse than Apothecary in this. I can skip Mozu if I'm gonna have a bow using main character. Then I'll just have Niles in my main character for bow use. Mozu can just rot on the bench. I quite like using Mozu. She's one of my favorite units. Her supports are kind of uninteresting though, uneventful. Before I sat down, I was planning on just doing Ninja, but now I've kind of talked myself out of it. I kind of think it's boring. Oni Savage is the one I keep coming back to in my head. But I think I'd rather just do a strong Oni Savage than a HB than a healthy one. Robust. In Esperanto, they say sana. Okay, I don't know if robust... No, you probably wouldn't say sana for robust. You would say sana for healthy. Strong? What's strong? Forta? Let's do strong. Notifications, modifications. I hope I don't accidentally save over another file. Ties that bind. You are the ocean's great waves. They actually do have another song for Azura. By the way, Azura's Japanese name is Aqua, which is why she has so much water theming. How's she singing underwater? Oh, she's just thinking the lyrics. Do we have to watch this? I want to, like, experience the story, but... I don't love this song, if I'm being honest. However, there are songs in this game that I like, but some of them are from Awakening. I really like the song that plays during, like, ooh. This is the Branch of Fate map, I think. Bro just jumped on a bunch of people's heads. Did he have to do that? That sword is so good for no reason. Riamus, that is. Sanders is okay too. I think most people agree that Regine is the strongest sword in the game, though. The strongest weapon, rather. They forgot to give it a downside. I mean, I know it's deliberate, but it probably shouldn't have been 2 range. Oh no. Rescued. I've been hurt. The Annoyance don't stand a chance. Ready to attack? Alright, how do I turn off the slide guides? I can't even open the menu yet. I'm bleeding. What if Siegfried just got a crit here? Three Houses is my favorite Fire Emblem game, if I'm being honest. I know it's a very divisive title. One thing I do think this game has that I appreciate over Awakening is that more often the voice lines match the text. In Awakening, they like never did. Real big big shots. Annoying scum, these two. No, Leo, he'll one-shot you. I like that this map gives you a little moment to look at all the characters from each route. One thing that I think is really stupid... No, I'll talk about it later. Hans. Garen says, kill them all. Was that audible to my characters? This is a dream sequence anyway, I'm remembering. This is not a flash forward. I mean, mechanically it's a flash forward. Yukimura, he's recruitable on Birthright. No, another spear fighter that came from our side. Or is he a soldier? Lancer. Yeah, see? Soldier doesn't exist. This is a Hoshido class. But he's listed as Norian. I'm just gonna say whatever. Your level and actions don't matter in this map. Yeah, I guess it is a vision. It's prophetic. We won! We beat the prologue! You're welcome, by the way. There are things about this game I like, and there are things about this game I hate. Norian filth. This is a lot of characters to dump on the player right away. You do meet them kind of in sequence as you play. No. These two are such bros. I find it very funny that Ryoma gets more development on the Conquest route than he does on the Birthright route. If you ignore supports, that is. Ryoma has barely any presence in Birthright, other than being a very good unit. Northern Fortress. Now there are real castles with names like that in the real world, so I'm not gonna rip too hard. But the world building on this game is some of the worst I've ever seen in any video game. Every area just exists to like be fought in one map. They just make shit up repeatedly. Her hair is clipping through her face, by the way. Well, it was for a second. Handing out the dents.
Is that so? Yes.
Cold, cold, cold.
Don't underestimate.
Slug of beds. We'll get to Flora. Her lore is stupid. Every story beat in this game is stupid.
Good luck out there.
It's not even just not great. The Conquest story assumes the player is very stupid. It's insulting. It's an insulting story. Father's been tracking your progress. This is so weird because he could have just, like, had you killed. That's such a strange thing for me to say, but as we'll see, Garen is just ruthlessly antagonistic towards us. I think no matter what you give your stats, this is probably an unlosable fight unless you just do something really dumb. Can I turn these off? We finally have options. Animations off, other animations off, game speed fast. Skip actions. I'll skip them manually. I like classic. Slide guides off, baby. I like cursor memory, actually. Everything else is fine. There might have been something I wanted to change. Ooh, it gave me combat forecast. This made me nervous to attack because if he then attacked on enemy phase, I would die. But of course he doesn't. So I think every map in this game has a Dragon Vein, right? It's damn close to every map if it's not all of them. And each map it does something different. Dragon Veins are a cool mechanic. But they inherently just make the game gimmicky. Their entire purpose is to be the gimmick. It seems to be, you know, way off from the main building where the game takes place. He actually gets reduced damage because I don't have full HP. That's his like unique skill. Alright, first level up of the run.
I'm here to help.
Strength and skill. I'm sure that'll help. You're getting stronger every day.
No.
Xander feels more like a brother than anyone in Hoshido.
Your brother.
I think it seems to be canonical that Korin cares more for her Norian family than for her Hoshido family
Rio.
on both routes. And that's actually highlighted during like chapter 5 or whatever. It's like I know I should be feeling thoughts for these people, but I'm not. And I think that works for the story.
Well,
Your color's inside out. Takumi's okay in Birthright. He ends up having more presence than most of the other characters. He's in a bunch of cutscenes.
oh.
Extra special care of you. I think Camilla is usually seen as the best character in Conquest.
Yes.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
How's Saccharine? There's the line. When do you intend to behave like the adult that you technically are?
Oh.
Just reminding us casually. That line I think is not in the Japanese version. That Elise is a legal adult, and therefore it's totally okay to get her pregnant.
Everyone.
It's so funny that this scene is forced on both routes, all three routes, and you can still, you know, all these characters are fair game.
Hey. Huh?
I could have Leo put a baby in me this run.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Join you as a soldier, fighting for Nor.
I'm so happy for you.
I find the bird scene to be very curious.
Thank you.
Not scene, I guess, the mention.
Yes.
This is already very clumsy exposition, but then what it reveals later on is even more clumsy.
True.
I just realized how annoying it's going to be having a character named Azura and a character named Asuka.
Yes. Oh. No.
She even nursed an injured baby bird back to health one time.
Huh?
It turns out the baby bird was Lilith, that is the spoiler. And Lilith doesn't look a damn thing like a bird, even in her other form.
Yes.
Understood.
Gunter.
Good luck out there. Understood.
I will keep track of which characters I'm planning on using. I've never used Gunter longer than the 2 maps where he's forced. 3. Vulcanhain? Yeah, he is. I appreciate the detail of how the characters are walking. Did I mention this? Garen's funny beard. I did not realize what his beard was the first entire playthrough. I thought that was part of his coat. And now that I see that it's his beard, it radically changes my opinion of the character. There's some inherent comedy to that facial hair.
Yes.
Krakenberg. Almost on par with Xander. He's actually a promoted level 4 or something like that. He's a bit stronger than me.
Yes.
I'm an unpromoted level 2.
Listen.
It's hard to say how strong canonically Corrin seems to be. I think they want you to think the same thing that happens in gameplay, which is that she is hardened by the events of the game. So you're not very strong at the start, but you become strong eventually. Dutch. It's Dutch man's beard right there.
Yes.
A suitable weapon. This sword notoriously used to crash emulators, which is pretty funny. The game would just freeze here.
Thank you.
Bring out the prisoners. So does he just give the prisoners weapons?
Allow me to join you. Yes.
I am Rinka.
I had panties. I didn't notice.
Huh?
Do it.
Corrin wouldn't wear panties. Let's activate the vein.
Oh.
Hey?
Yeah.
So obviously I'm planning on using, what's his face? Jacob at least a little bit. Did you know Jacob's Japanese name is Joker? Curious name. I quite like Jacob's personality. The unit's premises in this game are pretty good.
Allow me to explain.
I guess we'll sit on the heal tile. What can you do and where can you do it from? I should be able to get away with this. And we'll just chuck Gunter for the paired attack. He doubled me. Kaze is fast. How do I Corrin max? I could just fall back Corrin here and then put everyone behind. That seems the most try hard, so it's what I'll do. Hopefully I don't die. Okay, I didn't see that. It's not bad. The I will say that was a terrible level. The refinement to pair up is the single best part of the game. Like, let me just get it out of the way. This game is not only just really stupid things nonstop for the entire playthrough. Pair up has literally been fixed in this game. It is way stupid in Awakening. Annoying scum. I will literally restart this map if I get a bad level up from Kaze. Well, I've said that I have to do it. Oh, I should have put Jacob there for EX or for relationship. Ugh, I said it and now I have to do it. You know, that didn't take very long. 2 level ups and getting... Okay, this will be the only time I reset for stats. Okay, hold me to that. Don't let me do anything to wiggle out of that. This will be the one time.
Allow.
Alright, let's just do everything the same. And by everything the same, I mean actually let's do this and not even stay on the heal tiles, so I'm tanky. Alright, let's see if it was worth it. Well, I've already got more stats than I got on the first attempt. Alright, we're tryharding. I'm gonna get hit by both characters. With the stat drops, will this sword do damage? No. My Corrin is too tanky. And also too strong. Good level. Notably, in this, when you choose your boon and bane, it actually adjusts your other stats a little bit too. Like, choosing a strength boon doesn't just change your strength, it changes your other stats a little bit. I don't know the rules behind that, but I know that's how it works. I regret nothing. I feel like that was worth it. That was like a couple minutes of my life gone, but I got much better stats. I hope hollow sheetins aren't this strong, level 2s. Wow.
What?
No.
Insolent.
There's so much stuff about this game, I only know some of it.
What?
You would defy me directly?
Listen well.
I think this is kind of the first clue in that Garen is blatantly evil, and that's going to be important for later. And we're getting it before the route split.
Do it.
Kill them all.
Stand down. Listen.
Why not show mercy?
Uh-oh.
Never commit war crimes.
Enough.
Leo!
Hush.
This is the first time that Leo, like, doesn't kill someone. It happens again during the opera chapter. And in that chapter, I'm also surprised that he's not killing someone. It's like, do I not remember this? Leo doesn't kill people as he can help it. That being said, Leo actually just does kill Zola. Straight up. I think he does in both routes. No, Garen kills Zola in Birthright. That's during the opera chapter of that route. I always make such a fuss when I do anything to upset you. It's important to remember that Leo, is theoretically okay with killing. That'll be a theme with every single character in this route. We will not be killing anyone, but a lot of people in my army will be, you know, established veteran killers.
Thank you.
Wow, that is cool.
Oh, come on.
I like Leo's support with Perry, where he has to justify to her why killing is wrong. And for some reason, every character struggles to justify that to Perry, like it's not something that can't be explained easily. I could explain to Perry in 2 seconds why killing is wrong. It would actually take me 2 seconds. I would just say, how would you feel if someone killed you? Disappear now. And that happens in some of the supports. It's like, didn't those people have families?
No. What?
I'm a Hoshidan warrior. I really appreciate that Kaze is just like spared and he just dips. Doesn't no last word, nothing. He just sprints off.
Yeah.
It would be very easy to write in him just saying something before he leaves, but he doesn't. And I actually think that's more in character. I feel like that's good consistency. Kaze sees his moment, he's like later. Of course, Rinka needs to get the last word in, but that's in lore for her too, so it just works on both counts. That's true. I wouldn't feel anything if someone killed me. Are those the panties in question? Are we looking at Elise's panties? I took it to be Corrin's panties.
Father?
In one of Elisa's supports with Odin, she mentions Odin talking to himself is like Garen talking to himself, which is kind of fun lore building, actually.
Sorry.
Just a quiet little revelation about Garen, although we're seeing it here. But Elisa mentions it like she's already aware of it.
Yes.
But she like visits him, I guess, for stuff like this. Elisa's one of the more what's the word? Compelling characters in this game. She's well realized. She has a lot of facets. I like her flower girl in the slums component. She's complex and endearing. Nice angle. Funny face. I'm thinking of the free run chin meme.
Listen well.
Garen's plan actually truly makes no sense. I'll talk about that in a minute when it comes to a head.
This could be trouble.
I find it a bit curious that the royals slowly join your army, and it's like, do they have other tasks that Garen's assigning them? But once they join, they just all join permanently.
Huh?
That being said, it takes some time, except for Elise. Elise joins immediately. Some increasing discomfort. That's during the Opera House. That's me playing the game. That's me watching the cutscenes.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
I cannot stand Iago. I find this character to be so unbelievably frustrating. I think this is one of the worst characters you could have in
Let me explain.
a story. He's blatantly antagonistic and has no motivation. In fact, he's doing it at his own detriment, and it's not even out of loyalty to Garen. He doesn't even understand what Garen's asking and why he's asking for it.
Understood.
He just wants Corrin dead for no particular reason.
Father?
I love how both characters were just hiding in the shadows during this scene. Hans, these are the three main villains of the whole game, and they're just here,
Thank
all in one room. Don't say Anankos.
Huh?
Criminal, a murder and a scoundrel. I find it kind of funny that the very first thing we learn about Hans is that he's evil. That being said, they gave the same exact lore drop for the three new generals of Fire Emblem 8.
Of course.
Those who fall in never return, and there's no secret kingdom down there. You know that there's no secret kingdom down there because if you started talking about it, you would die instantly.
My.
Why is it crawling with Hoshidans? I do appreciate, I will say nice things about this game when it's relevant. I do appreciate that they gave a good reason for why there's a natural divide separating these two countries, why there isn't more interaction between them. And a bottomless pit is pretty good in terms of natural dividers. It's not as good as a mountain range because it's stupider, but I'm willing to have stupid in a fantasy setting.
What?
Oh no, Hans is starting a war. Why?
What was that?
Charge!
Words. Um, Yato? You mean the Gangleri? Certainly. Look at all that strength I'm packing. I wonder if choosing strength raised my defense a little bit, because enemies are being pretty weak. That was a nice level. It is possible to just go across the top. However, I won't. I don't want to group up yet. Die. Slowly crawl over. No, I drank too much juice. I have to pee. Time to lay low, he says. Who are we dealing with here? I think in Fire Emblem 13 in Awakening, the game did not keep track of your weapon ranks, and I think in this game it does. Like if you have sword Korin and then you class away from something that uses swords, and then you class back into something that uses swords, you go back to having the sword weapon rank you used to have. And I think that Awakening doesn't do that. Grinding my Korin levels and my support points. Can he hurt me? Yeah. I probably want the pair up for this fight. I get speed but no skill. I probably want this pair up for this fight. It's fine. Let them come. I should have just had the Jacob attack.
I'm here.
Decent level. Quite good, actually. Well,
We have.
I think there's three of them on higher difficulties. For the support points. I can't do parried attacks, but it doesn't matter because I'm just one-tapping everything. What's your range? We can actually fall back out of that. D rank. I could have done that a little bit better. Whoa. That was not a great level. Magic and luck. Now I still could go any chieftain. I didn't do lowering magic. I could have. Especially with my reclass, it would have been very easy and probably good to lower magic. It's kind of funny that I went with lowering luck. My heal staff will be repaired by the time I get these idiots back. So there's no reason not to just go crazy with it. I could even just allow this guy to attack me 19 times in a row. Grind support points and levels. I will resist the temptation to do that. Yeah, that seems fine. Debuff. Hope I don't regret that. This should be enough to kill now, right? If I hit. Watch this guy just double one of these two and I just lose. 11 speed. Yeah, they're both fine. 14 attack. I got more HP than both characters, so I don't even have to do any math. Level 2, baby. I did not know what was going on with Camilla the first time I played this game. Not Camilla, Felicia. And Jacob has the same thing going on, where they're just, like, their class is just a lie. I find it really funny they did that with a new class. Jacob has a fake version of Butler, and Felicia has a fake version of Maid. They gain experience like unpromoted units because they have low internal levels. And they have unusual level caps. It's like they cap at level 30 instead of level 20 or whatever. Alright, before I do this scene, I'm just gonna go refill my drink and take a leak. Sounds right. Saizo. My name is Saizo. I'm the best character in the other route. He's not, but he's pretty good. Strength ninja is very busted because strength is the only question mark on ninjas. Their real commander.
You have the devil's own luck. You
One thing I really think they knocked out of the park in this game is the little character portraits. The expressions the characters make. I think almost every character in this game has a face that's perfect. And Elisa's pout is perfect.
Thank you. Uh-oh. Oh.
Camilla doesn't really have good faces, but, you know, you can only see like a quarter of her face, so whatever. I think Kagero is also the strength ninja.
Saito. Yes.
I see. Well,
I do find it a little funny that they leave without me.
Understood. Oh.
Okay, this is probably... I guess I'll be talking about it more as more scenes happen.
don't worry.
I want to just talk about it now. King Garen's scheme makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. So Garen's plan was to give me this sword that has a mind of its own and is going to do evil things, I guess, to try and instigate a war with Hoshido. His plan is that I get captured by Hoshido. The Hoshidans recognize me as the missing royal family member, and then they bring me before Mikoto, and then the sword takes a life of its own and kills Mikoto. Well, actually, it just gets wielded by a certain someone. But that's neither here nor there. But in the process of creating this scenario, he also tells Hans to try and kill me.
What?
And not only that, but Hans fails to kill me due to circumstances that I don't know if the King Garen could have foreseen. Hold on, we'll see it as it plays out right now. Your own ally. Oh, Smash Bros. You'll pay for this. This isn't even... Well, I do use the sword here, but I'm doing dragon stuff too. Don't know what the heck that was. It can't be. Why did you kill Gunter? It's pretty obvious he's trying to start a war. King Garen's orders. He tells me outright. Wow, this is an indication that Garen is evil. Keep it in mind. You lie. I refuse to believe it for no particular reason. So, Hans doesn't even beat me. And it's the sword that throws me into the chasm. This makes no sense. And the thing about, like, if he wants me to get captured by Nor, why does he throw me into a bottomless pit? And it's pure circumstance that saves me. It's Lilith, who is unknown to everyone, who is, like, secretly a dragon, who just rescues me and brings me back out of the pit. Why did Garen have the sword throw me into the pit? And the thing about this that really boggles my mind... And why would he have Hans attack me, too, for the record? The thing about this that really boggles my mind is how easily it works with even a small rewrite. You could just have Hans acting on his own to kill me, and you could just have him throw me into the pit. And then it's not a plot hole. If you're going to have Hans attack me anyway, why did Garen want to throw me into the pit? How is that going to get me captured by Hoshido? How could he have possibly predicted this? If you want some fun lore, Lilith is one of the only two characters in the game related to you. Grant us access to the astral plane. That's kind of canon, a little bit. Because he can, like, confer with Anonkos, and Anonkos seems to have... I don't know if Anonkos is actually, like, prophetic or what. You would think not, because you can successfully, like, fight him. Things don't work out for Anonkos in any of the three routes.
Well, huh?
Probably both, but I don't know which one first. I think blacksmith was my end goal. I left magic, so I could go magic Oni chieftain.
I see.
I think magic is considered to be the better um, weapon for Oni chieftain in Hoshido route. In Nor route, I have no idea.
I am so sorry.
The horse scroll, is that the only scroll in this route? I think it is, right? Get some rest. Oh, don't you get the gate as well? The one that reverses the triangle. I think. Calamity Gate.
Thank you.
That's a good one. The Reaver weapons are actually very good weapons,
Yeah.
but they're all on the other side. So right here, Lilith warns me before going back to the real world, the main dimension. I don't want to call it the real world. This apparently is real. Um, that I might get ambushed. There may be soldiers lying in wait for you. I know this game is written for like kids or whatever. I'll be ready for them. So actually, Korn gets sent back into the real world and immediately gets bludgeoned on the back of the head. And it's not even like she has no warning. Why even warn the player? Where is everyone? You think someone saying "Where is everyone" would look around, and then I have time to like say and look around, and then I get bludgeoned on the back of the head. And also, the person said something before I did it, so why wouldn't I turn to them immediately? That's whatever. The parts of that, that's just, the way they decided to animate it in engine. I can excuse all that stuff. The part I find really stupid is that they warn me that I could be attacked, and then I go back and get attacked. And if I'm going to get attacked either way, you probably shouldn't warn me. Like, that probably shouldn't have just been included in the writing at all. They probably should have just said something along the lines of, like, you'll go right back to where you were. Like, and just left it at that. And then have the implication that the player didn't realize that they could be attacked. But instead they warn you, and then Corrin just suffers anyway with no heed to the warning. Oh yeah, and while I'm at it, why the heck did Rinka bludgeon me over the back of the head? She apparently regrets it? At what moment did she realize that I'm Corrin? You know? After she hit me, I guess. If she's trying to capture me and take me back because I'm actually the secret princess.
Oh.
Hand you over to the Hoshidan authorities. I guess it could, but also she fights alongside me in the next map.
Oh.
I'm glad you're safe.
Huh?
Let's go.
I like how I'm not surprised by Princess Asuka because I immediately interpret it to be the princess of the other kingdom. That's actually quite subtle. Three Houses is great. Shirasagi. I've been playing Echoes for the first time. It's quite a long game. I never played Fire Emblem 2.
I've been waiting for this.
I shouldn't have skipped Echoes. It's fine. In some ways, at first I thought it was a very advanced game. And now I'm kind of finally feeling like it's a remake. You know? There's like an inherent level of jank when you're playing a remake because of design decisions that they just wouldn't make these days.
Thank you.
Huh?
I don't want to talk too much about a Fire Emblem game that I'm not currently playing if I'm going to be playing this one a whole lot. I want to talk about this one. I'm in chapter 4 right now. or whatever you call it, part 4. Mikoto. Mikoto, my mother. I find it very funny that you get bait and switched with every other family member in this game.
I can
It's
look
like,
at
I'm your family. No, they're not. I'm your family. No, they're not. I didn't realize until I'd finished this game that Mikoto is actually my mother. Because every other family member you have is like dangled in front of you and then snatched away. But no, Mikoto actually is your real life mother in this game.
Huh? I'm so happy.
Ironically, she's not related to any of the Hoshido siblings.
What? Please, listen. No.
Yes.
How could you be my mother if Garen is my father? Those are actually not exclusive. However, those two characters did not, in fact, have sex.
Please.
Don't be foolish.
They're not your real family. By the way, I'm not either. I think Ryoma does know that. I don't remember if the other siblings know it. I don't think they do. That looks like Sumeragi being killed. That looks like him lying there dead. That looks like Garen putting his evil hand right in my face. If those are my memories, I feel like I should be able to piece together what happened. At the very least, the last one was identifiably Garen, who is someone who I know. That would be crazy if it happened after Chapter 6.
I see.
After Chapter 5, I think, actually.
Reporting. What?
I find it oddly funny that the mission is to rescue both of them, but their deaths are not a lost condition.
Sorry about this. Everything will be all right.
I was about to complain that she sprained her ankle, but she's literally holding heal staff. But then I remembered that you can't heal yourself with a heal staff for some very cursed reason.
Listen. Um. Thank you very
Rinka will not stay on my team, so I will not bother to use her at all. What was this, a goddess statue? Goddess icon? Yeah. I like that, isn't it 4 in this game? Yeah. They identify that luck is not a very helpful stat. DLC, nope. And so, Goddess Icon gives you more stats than most of the other weapon types. Huh? That's the experience I just missed out on. Stupid ass Kaze. I'm just gonna kill that guy for sure. Will I even live? I'll I'll be attacked by a bunch of them. I live life on the edge. I don't have any DLC set up. Because I can only be attacked once. I think Ryoma is coded to never attack the boss. What did I miss? Okay. I don't want to pull all of them. Pulling 2 of them should be okay. It'd be funny to have a run of this game where you only use random auto battle. I've thought about that. It'd be a fun category. Challenge run. The community for this game likes to say that Kaze is so fast that he outspeeds. He doubles units who are intended to be fast. He has what they call overkill speed. I'm bleeding. You don't get to keep your vulneraries. Oh shit, can that guy attack me? No. So I might as well just use one. Oh no. Rayma's stealing my EXP. I could make it there with the Kaze assist. But I will not get to kill the enemy because Ryuma's just going to kill him. If the enemy rushes towards me, I'll get to kill him, but he probably won't. He'll probably just go to Sakura and then Ryuma will kill him. Sakura is probably the least discussed of the 9 siblings in this game. By the player base, I mean. She's kind of the least interesting sibling. The curse of being the shy one. I just want to say right here that this line is so unbelievably bad. One day she stopped crying and picked up the Naginata, and I will say, if you ever find yourself facing the business end of her weapon, you will soon be filled with major regrets about your life decisions. That is so not punchy. They really should have had something punchy. But he's like, it has the most roundabout possible way of saying it. He could have just said, you'll regret it, and that would have been good enough. That would have been fine. That would have been expected. It would have been cheesy, but it would have been okay. It would have been cheesy because it would have been cliche. But this takes the cliche and then makes it very awkward. I do appreciate that what he's talking about is something that she later relays to you in your support with her. Just so happy to have you back.
That's right.
I kind of took that hair to be part of his helmet. Like, fake hair attached to the helmet. The same way that Rinko's is. But now I'm looking at it, it's obviously just his hair, which is just really funny. He's got quite a ridiculous haircut. I think Sumeragi had the same hair, actually.
Norian scum.
So, one of the things that's going on to paint Nor as evil, is that there's a magical barrier around Hoshido, and anyone who enters it loses the will to fight anyone in Hoshido or something. And so they can only send across mindless killing machines that'll just kill indiscriminately. And for some reason, they maintain the will to kill. They're unaffected by the barrier. They have no souls. They have no will, except they do just thrash about randomly. I think something that had no will would just lie there, if I'm being honest. But this is a blatantly evil thing that Garen's doing. This game does a lot to paint Garen as being blatantly evil, even before the choice you have to side with him or not. They're pure evil. No, I would expect hanging out with these siblings would paint a very bad picture of Nor. But just the facts of the matter, we're seeing the Faceless invading, kind of make Nor look really villainous. One of the big things I really want to say about this game, we'll see more later, is how blatantly the Hoshido side is the correct side to choose. And the thing I really want to say about that is that it assumes that you can choose a side. But you actually choose your route in this game at GameStop, you know? Like, unless you get the special edition, you literally choose your route based on the cover of the game. So if you, it's like you have this like blatantly building up to Japan being the good side and evil Asia being the bad side, but then you're just locked in to Nor if you just picked Conquest in the store. It only works if you have the special edition.
Oh.
Granted, I am playing the special edition right now. It's so cute. I actually do like the story beat here. There will be things about this game that I like. One of them is that Corin acknowledges that she should be feeling things, but she's not. And then the thing that actually endears me to Hoshido ends up being Azura, which sounds very stupid. It sounds frustrating because Azura is such a Marisu character. But it works because the thing that endears me to her makes sense to endear me to her. It's not anything about her being a Mary Sue. It's just that she has a similar upbringing to me. She's like the first person that Corin can truly relate to in her life. Everyone here simply feels like a stranger. And they acknowledge that in game. It's just like Corin blatantly feels more connected to Azure than anyone else.
I'm so sorry. No.
I think that's good storytelling, actually.
Go on.
Here she is. We're going to meet her.
Huh?
I think one of the routes makes a big deal about Azura dying in the ending. And then one of the routes just has it be like a throwaway thing that you don't even realize. She lives in Revelation, I think. Spoilers, Azura dies. It would be more accurate to say she ceases to exist, which is kind of like dying.
Sorry.
I got lost in your singing.
You. Well, I am Azura.
Azura.
Huh?
I've been mistaking every time I say Azura.
Truly.
I've been here a long time. I wasn't as heavily guarded. She was kidnapped by Shura. We will be recruiting Shura later, unless I choose to get boots instead.
I see. No.
I've lived a happy life. It's funny how this completely swaps on the route that I picked. They kind of explain it. You know, she overuses her powers and she poofs. They show her almost poofing after using her powers previously.
I see.
I mean, that part is like, you know, makes no sense, but at least they show it.
Yeah. I.
Azure is a walking plot device. That's really the thing I hate about her. It's not even just the song. The powers is the plot demands song. Like remember when she gets the Elise gets randomly sick and then Azura just happens to know an herb that she can use to cure um Elise, but it can only be found in that one like specific town that I happen to already be in. Like Azura knowing what the disease is and then knowing how to make a cure out of like a plant that only grows in Hoshido is like so convenient. She's a walking plot device on every front. Hmm. Yes, it breaks as soon as it's used. I will bring that up when it happens. We will talk about it. How about how Azura can apparently disguise herself that no one can recognize her, and it's only used one time when she goes to the opera house? This throne idea was reused in Three Houses, but it was more elegantly done in that game.
It can't be.
Sealing away your early memories. Ironically, she's right. I guess it's not ironic. She's just right.
Excuse me.
Yukimura is one of Mikoto's retainers, alongside Reina. And maybe Orochi? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Mikoto. Everyone's supposed to have two retainers or something. But I feel like all of them are her retainers, so maybe I'm crazy. Maybe Yukimura is not one of her retainers. Maybe he's just a general. He's a strategist.
Of course.
Maybe she just gets to have three retainers and everyone else has two. Why did they skip Reina's supports? I find that to be very weird.
Very well. Thank you.
Yay, we're getting along famously. Azura is stated to be very shy, and to the game's credit, she actually is very aloof. But she's not aloof around Corrin, and I think that is okay because she seems to also have the same feelings towards us that we have towards her.
Why do you say that? Well,
Intrigued by our mirror existences. That would be mutually intriguing. I find it a little funny that all the characters are telling me stuff about themselves, and very few people are probing what happened to me. But from a writing perspective, I can see why you wouldn't want to show that.
Hey there.
Potatoes. Share it with your friend. Here you go, Azura. See, I'm kind of connecting with Azura the most. I hope nothing bad happens. Sister. Norian scum.
hold on a minute.
I like that Takumi's antagonistic to Azura either. Takumi is actually possessed at the start of this game.
What?
And it's a really funny possession because it literally never gets broken at all for the entire route that we're on. Meanwhile, in the Hoshido route, it's broken almost immediately, and then no attention is drawn to it. I beat the Hoshido side first, and then when I found out that Takumi's the boss, the last boss of the Nor side, it really caught me off guard because it's such a random character to have as the last boss. But there's no equivalent character to Garen on Hoshido's side. But it's just funny that it ends up being Takumi.
Hey. What? Huh?
I mean, you might say the last boss is a non-coast or whatever
Come on.
on every route. I love how this scene just refuses to show Corrin's face so that they can have any of the four Corrins. That's why they have all the POV shots too. No, my sword. No, Sumeragi. Why would you do this? That's your wife. These people all die. She's got the beauty mark. I gave myself the beauty mark. She has a different one than I have.
Tell me you're okay.
Wow, the sub. 48 months.
So glad.
Kasan!
You there!
You there is a kind of funny line.
Show yourself!
I think you would have been a little bit more punchy, but I think you there is not horrible. I think about the punchiness of lines. I do actually like this dragon's design. It's very unique and still reasonably cool. I like how the very thing that happens, the very first thing that happens in this map is that we communicate successfully from Azura to Corin. So I'm safe to go on this side, it looks like. I gotta be a little mindful of this fella. Azura is a good character, but there's no real need to grind her or anything. She's kind of like, even if you grind her level, like, she's kind of the same unit. Sakura and Rinka are irrelevant. Their levels do not matter. I will not be using them. I'm not getting much experience. I have a high internal level while I'm this thing. I should really have Kaze doing all the work, I suppose. We're trying to get Azura's spear rank to D, although it's not a really big deal. She's got high strength, speed, and skill actually. She like theoretically could be a very good melee unit, but her class is not super good at meleeing. And then she's so squishy. She just dies to one hit, whereas other characters die to 2 or 3. With the debuff and with the paired attack, she's probably still not strong enough. That's true. Yeah, and I die. I could heal her, actually. Is this stupid? A little bit. Let's get her some EXP. What I do in this map almost doesn't matter. I've got 2 units, so I don't care about the level. I don't think I can get support points with Dragon Corin. Oh, Ryuma's killing it. Sakura, no! Oh, shit. He's gonna win. Can I take 1 Wormslayer? I don't remember the calculation. Is it just triple might? Wormslayer, 27 might? That sounds like a lot. Plus his strength of 11. But I've got really high defense too, right? 23. I feel like I'll live 1. Maybe I'm stupid. Wait, did I just kill her? She'll be alright. 15? 7? Oh shit, I just killed her. Well, her level doesn't matter. No one stays dead for the intro anyway. Yeah, I don't get res or anything. I forgot that I didn't turn the enemy movement on. Oh, miracle! Miracle procced. Dank. I forgot Miracle was a mechanic. Ryoma can win. It's possible. I need to attack 20 times to get this spear rank to D. Easiest in Mozu's chapter. This isn't 100. Oh, I don't even reach him. Advantage. There's no penalty to Ryoma dying. He like usually dies. There's a little heal. Is it? It's HP based, isn't it? It's like 10% or something. 20%. 10%. It'd be nice if it was her magic, like racing, but whatever. Get my weapon levels. Getting her to a point where she can use javelins is like almost an afterthought. It doesn't really do anything. The heals are so small. Last time I did this map, I like gave everyone's weapons to Corin to see if I kept them, but no, the inventory is just basically reset after Branch of Fate. Empties everyone's inventory. You get to keep the HP tonic, but you can't like put Kaze's Iron Shuriken and keep that. Whoa. Who is this mysterious guy with the Kodachi? Who could it be? Bro said, heh heh heh. I think I've successfully gotten Corin to level 10 before. This song turns Corin from a dragon back into a human. You would not guess the other things this song does. How did she do that, by the way? She's not even a magical unit. I guess she can just use magic. It's funny because her magic stat is 2. She just threw a Swordmaster away. I guess he wasn't expecting her to attack him. Time to not find out. I like how this doesn't seem to like turn Corin back, but the if you're gonna kill me, do it as yourself does. Like what, is the spell already working? I don't love the order of events of this cutscene. I guess now it's working. I don't know. The claw slash appeared to do nothing too. Come on, Sakura, you've got a staff. Cure her. This delayed cure is a bit strange. Groans of increasing discomfort right here. This really is just plot device music. It also breaks mind control, and it also allows us to escape dragon-shaped castles, and probably some other stuff that I'm forgetting. Ugh, I finally remember. So, I had my memory suppressed, and I guess Azura's song restores my memory in addition to turning me back from a dragon. It wasn't even that I forgot this. I literally had my memory suppressed by magic. And what's kind of funny is that I also don't remember Silas. And I appear to just not legitimately not remember Silas. What's even funnier about that is you remember Silas immediately in Conquest route, but in Birthright you like don't remember him at all. Garen is so blatantly evil. How do I see that and then side with him? And why am I so continually surprised about him being evil
Are you all
in this route?
I am so sorry.
Okay, so we already know that we're not related to him.
No.
That wasn't you.
Huh?
Yes.
Dust dragon, blood of the dawn dragon. You can actually take the form of a dragon.
Oh.
I can fix Nor from the inside would work if my goal was to kill the king. But that's not your goal. At every moment you serve Garen and you're surprised that he's evil. There's like a big twist that he's evil after like chapter
No.
I forget. After like Chief or so.
Listen.
Where Scarlet's killed. Where it's like, oh actually I am just evil. And it's like the music like quiets down, fades out. Like it's like some big reveal. But the player's known it forever.
Why?
Corrin is an unbelievably frustrating character because of how little agency they have.
This is all your fault. Hey,
I feel like the actions of Corrin just do not reflect the desired actions of the player, and that just creates this enormous frustrating divide.
Takumi.
Takumi.
What?
Takumi is pretty broken about us killing his mother.
Hey.
It's a bit surprising he's the only one like this. If you don't trust me, that's one thing, but Asuka's your own blood. Actually, I'm not. I'm actually not his sister.
please, wait.
Don't worry, it's fine. Mikoto already knew she was going to die today. I'm being told in no uncertain terms that Garen set this in motion. This very well sets up me siding with Hoshido, is the thing that I can't wrap my head around. It really makes me appreciate the Edelgard route of Three Houses,
It can't be. Indeed.
where you really could justify siding with Edelgard. Fujin Yumi. I didn't realize there was the Raijin and Fujin until like my second run. The key to peace. To be fair, Yato does lead to peace in all three routes. Credit where credit's due. I am a peace creator.
That can't be.
Imagine if it went to Sakura.
Sister.
What's Sakura's reclass? Yeah, Sakura can't even use a sword. Maybe if she like marries what's his face, Hinata.
If I may,
That's like the only way.
show no mercy.
I think the Nori and Yato. Okay, this scene makes no sense. If this is the one I'm thinking of.
Wait.
It would be easy to lose control. Your dragon blood could take over. If you yield completely to the dragon, you may lose your humanity altogether.
Listen.
So, one, how does Azura know what dragon stones are and how they work? And two, why does she have one on her? We're still in the ruins. We didn't leave.
Understand.
Did she just make one? Did she just pick up a rock and turn it into a dragonstone? Is that one of the things she can do? She like sang her song and the rock turned into a dragonstone? The characters in game imply that it's quite unusual for someone to be able to turn into a dragon. And she just knows all the mechanics. Even though I think even in Revelation no one else can do what I do. I guess technically speaking, Garen turns into a dragon. But I don't think he uses a dragonstone to do it. Holding on to it for a rainy day, sure. Where do you get the other dragonstones in this game, by the way? Because I know there is a dragonstone plus. Isn't like some random character just holding it, like a boss? Like, why is this a thing in setting? Like, I can understand the dragonstones of like the other game where there's like just whole races that use dragonstones, but I appear to be a rather unique thing.
Big brother.
Let us begin.
I need a minute.
Oh,
Yeah, there's just a whole species.
no.
Soon be
But if dragon people existed in this setting, they have not existed for a while, it seems. This is rule of cool right here. I'm willing to bend the rules of what I accept for rule of cool. Having every single character run up and have them all stare at you, and just having all like every sibling present, just is thematically fun, even if it's a bit abrupt. And having this shot, I love Takumi's face there, like he doesn't hate us, like he's one of the things we're considering. I will be doing Conquest this run. I like how the game almost tries to dissuade you from picking Conquest.
It can't be.
One thing I really appreciate about this route is how Ryoma does not give up on you
I am
until like 25 turns and Ryoma will kill you or whatever.
no.
Every time you meet Ryoma, it's like, I'll bring you back even if like, no matter what it takes. I'll get you back on our side. He's such an enduring ally, which is kind of funny for a villainous character. Or not villainous, but like an antagonistic character. He never stops believing he can save you. And it's good writing on a couple different levels.
Everything's okay.
I've regretted using my family since I first laid eyes on you. Both Xander and Ryoma are good people.
What? Listen.
The thing I really like about Ryoma in these cutscenes is that he actually has like a complete moral leg up on us. He just says like correct things. He says this now. He's correctly identifying that Garen set up a murder in order to cause a war, which is a pretty big deal. Why did he risk Asuka's life just to hurt Hoshido? And we actually find out later on that he, tried to have us killed straight up. Didn't expect us to return. In fact, that's the very first thing after we finish this scene, after we return to King Garen. He'd be like, how are you still alive? And then he tries to have us executed for like being corrupted. I must know the truth of this tragedy.
Not on my watch.
Like, I'm just siding with such an evil person, and Ryoma's able to correctly point it out. It'll happen more later too. Like he says later on in the game, I'm going for peace, I'll say. And Ryoma's like, even if that's true, like it's not the desires of King Garen. And he's just right. He is simply correct.
Show no mercy.
Perhaps it's a blessing Mother isn't here to witness your betrayal. His lines go hard. Ryoma's one of the better parts of Conquest, until of course he's not. He eventually becomes the single dumbest part of Conquest, and that's saying something. But for a while he's quite good.
Let us begin.
No.
Please stop this madness.
No.
We retreat. I think we fear them, or worse, that we coerced you into joining us. Stand our ground.
It'll work out.
If we try our hardest, there's no way we can lose. This fight is much easier on the other side.
I'll help too.
I think on the other side you just have to kill Xander, and Ryoma can just do that in like 2 turns.
Yes.
On this side you have to kill
Ah, yeah.
all but one person, I think.
You have breathed your last breath.
I thought it was either kill Ryoma or kill everyone but Ryoma, but I think that even if you kill Ryoma, you still have to kill some other units. But killing Ryoma is actually very difficult. Ryoma will usually beat Xander. It says defeat 4 enemies is my win condition. which is very weird. To this game's credit, um, Birthright and Conquest are so different that they're almost different games. Like things you wouldn't think would change between the two games, such as the AI. I think sitting in the bush is considered to be quite strong. I can also just not engage. There's no need to engage on the first turn. I'm not probably going to kill Ryoma. Alright, who's attacking me here? Takumi, I think, actually. Takumi. That kind of did a lot. Brunhilde. I think Camilla can, like, one-tap Hinoka. And if not, I'm at least surrounding her. Am I dying? Yes. That's kind of okay, but I can't say I'm keen on it. I don't one-tap her anyway. Let's just cast a spell. Call that core and EXP right there. Sit in the woods. Ooh, Jacob. I'll get him back. His evasion actually goes way up on his turn, I think, if memory serves. This is fine. Corrin's the only one who can get experience in this map, so really I should be getting Corrin all the kills, but I also want to win in a timely fashion. I think. Nor's my home. Oh, I hit him. Does he have a crit chance against me? No. I should be able to live one more turn, unless I'm doing some shitty math. Which is possible. The free stuff. Leo rips on you in the opening for using swords, but he has a sword. What a faker. He actually doesn't have a sword right now. Alright, according to my calculations, I should be fine. What did I ever do to you? All I ever wanted was to love you. Take a little nap right now. I'm so blatantly the villain here. Which could be okay. It could be okay to have a gray and black route. Unfortunately, this game does not do that. Yeah, staves are like the most buff they've ever been. Except for the heal staves. They're all shitty. Healing is bad. All the other staves are busted, though. I like how we indirectly ruined Azura's life here, but she doesn't even blame us for it. Because of how fucking perfect she is. R.I.P. Jacob. He will be missed. 5 a.m. I didn't get much sleep last night. And by that I mean over 24 hours ago. I gotta consider that today. It's the opera scene. This happens in both routes. Another rule of cool little scene here. This one's not an actual scene in game, so they could have done anything here. It would have been fine. It's funny to think these are all actually Garen's kids. Like, they just are related to him. There's no bait and switch there. It's quite a cool scene here. However, it is marred very slightly by the fact that they only wrote one song for Azura. But it's the theme of the game, so I'm willing to give it some slack. What is that pendant? They don't tell you in either of the main routes. I think it's in Revelation.
Oh.
Hey?
Yes.
This alternate dimension thing is so unbelievably contrived, but I understand why they did it from a gameplay perspective. My word. I like how there's already a whole ass castle here. This is just a dimension where you can make everything, anything, because everything's a dragon vein.
Thank you.
We are officially on the Conquest route. Time to build something. Time to build the staff store so I can reclass. I will have access to axes in the first chapter. So I can just build the staff store and buy the thing that lets me reclass. And just steal Arthur's axes.
Allow me to.
We got emeralds. That's not great. I think topaz is quite nice. We got a hunting forest, which I think gives you meat. Yeah. I've never actually gotten that one. That one's quite interesting. Lilith's Temple. I will not bother to feed her, even though it's one of the few sources of gold in this route. I do not have support because I do not yet have Jacob. I thought he would show up on my list of characters. Don't tell me he's actually dead. If he's actually dead, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm probably just gonna go to Branch of Fate and restart the game, but like from Branch of Fate. There are a lot of these scenes in the game where I periodically come back and talk to Garen, and I find them very frustrating. She safely returned to us.
Yes.
What are you doing? Why did you come back?
Listen well.
It kind of seems like he expected me to die. And he's not, you know, he thinks even if I didn't die, I'm just going to defect. Abducted at a young age by the forces of Nor. I cannot help but wonder why. Why does Iago want me dead?
It can't be.
A reason is never given.
What?
Big brother?
Anyway, like, I have all this evidence of Garen doing extremely evil things, and Corrin is just like, I need to ask Garen. I need to get the truth from his lips. And then you come back and you have this scene, and Corrin's just like, did you orchestrate this war? And Garen's like, no. And Corrin's like, but... And Garen's like, don't ask me again. And that's it. That's all you get. There's no proof, there's nothing.
Enough.
There's nothing to suggest that, like... Here, it's happening right now. There's so little suggesting that I should be loyal to this guy. That it's very frustrating that I continue to be loyal to him. I feel like in this route, you just constantly watch Corrin make bad decision after bad decision. The sword is just a sword. I know nothing of the attack. He just denies it, and that's it. Give you my answer. I won't say it again.
Oh. I see.
And now he's choosing to execute me. In fact, I think he tells Xander to execute me. You think this would make me a little bit less loyal to him?
I'm afraid that's not possible.
It is not your place to question the king's decision.
Do it. Oh.
Don't have the guts.
No.
Why does Iago want Xander dead? I shall ask Anonkos.
What?
So I think it's important to point out that Iago does not. He's not privy to Garen's whims. He doesn't understand Garen's thought process, which means that his reasons for wanting me dead are not Garen's, which is really strange. Because when you consider that, you start to realize that Iago has no good reason for wanting me dead. So he's just being extremely antagonistic to the player for no obvious reason. And it makes sense that he would be like one of the sub bosses of the run in Birthright, but on Conquest he's just a villain for no reason.
What?
See, he's even like Iago directly says, "No one can question the king," and then he himself questions the king after the king decides to spare me. It's like, why?
Listen well.
Well,
Iago's ultimate goal is that I die. At his own detriment. It makes all the other royals hate him, and in fact, Xander threatens his life a couple times later in the game. And, spoiler alert, we do actually end up killing him.
yes.
Don't worry yourself.
You know it.
He directly puts his life at risk to antagonize me. For what? What does he get?
What?
Can't be.
Big brother.
Remember when Leo said I had the devil's luck?
Very well.
Watch Jacob not be there.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure characters who die in Branch of Fate don't matter. But I'm gonna be big sad if Jacob's actually dead. Mwahaha. I know what I must do. I have a level 10 Corrin. I don't remember what level your Corrin is if you just start from Bench of Fate. But it's not going to be 10. I planned on using Jacob too. I was going to have him marry Elise. Ahem. Do they ever give a reason why she can't help me in combat? She like participates in the invasions. Do you see a bird when you see Lilith? I wonder if they'd like redesigned Lilith late in development. She's so plainly a fish. Of the previous run? That's fascinating. Well, Jacob's alive for this cutscene. He doesn't die even if he dies. He's one of those units. But I just don't know what they're going to do for him in gameplay.
Thank you.
This works better with Felicia. She actually, her not considering it makes a lot of sense. Jacob's like an over-preparing kind of guy, though. He's like the opposite of Felicia.
Yes.
Understood.
You may rely.
Leave it to me. Wait. Jacob's actually dead. He dies in Wrench of Fates. He dies. I saved. All right. I didn't know. I thought he would be okay. I thought your inventories were reset after Branch of Fates. Remember when I reset to get better level ups? I'm going to change my name. This is an excellent opportunity to change my name. That was a lot of fun we just had. Wait, that was her. That was like exactly me. It's all the same, baby. Asuka. Let's just make it a little different. I want something so close to Azura. Can we get another Japanese name? Even one starting with an A. First Japanese name gets it. Not Makoto, though. If it just ends up using the same core, then that's going to be great. Aya? That's interesting. It's not really striking me. Oh yes, I will be Ashita no Joe. That seems like a good name for a cute girl. Ayaya. 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 Purin. Pudding. How about a Yumi? To reference the fact that I don't use bows. How about Akari? That's quite nice. What do you guys think of Akari? That could be Atsuko. Aika? Hmm. That could be Aoki. That could be Asami. Asami's cute. Don't you guys agree? I'm kind of liking Asami. Ayame? Do I like Asami or Akari more? I think I like Akari more. Uh, these are all fine. Wait, I can't believe that happened. Alright, we saw this. I've had I've had Elise die in this chapter, and she joins in chapter 7. Alright, let me look at my stats. Level 9, hell yes. We lost nothing. So Elise is like Elise is not joined yet in the game's code. It's really funny that Elise doesn't have permadeath, but Jacob would in this map. There's something just hilarious about that. Got doubled, baby. Elise does nothing. I might as well have her heal. I actually could have her freeze someone. I think her stats, her staves are restored at the end of the fight. I could get crit and die. That sounds bad. So Corrin gains levels. Most of my other characters don't. You can see how their EXP is just a little dash. But Corrin and Jacob have actual experience values to indicate they're actually genuinely on my team. This is guaranteed. That's why these two. That's why Jacob can have a permadeath, is because he's officially joined. I can just rush in. That's probably, it's quite funny that it works like that. That really caught me off guard. Oh, you son of a gun. The battle is probably winnable this turn. The real question is, do I want to win the battle this turn? And the real answer is no.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, at the end of the day, I lost almost no progress. So that's quite nice. It's fortunate that things broke down that way. For Emblem Randomizer, yeah. Not recently. Take a dirt nap. Do I have a character who raises skill more than this? Probably not. Probably none of these characters raise skill. I think this raises like speed and strength. It's like quite a good pair up. No, it's a Malignite. It's not a Wyvern Lord. Either way, I don't get skill. My accuracy is actually higher. It's because I'm doing. It's like the Jacob thing. It's Jacob being there. Alright. That was terrible. Dragon Fang. Alright, we saw all this. We saw this. We saw that. We are a slightly different name now. Last time I forgot to build the, I forgot to buy the staff. Oh, it put my, I don't like that. I'm gonna move that. I got a different, no, I got the same two shops. I got the meat and the emerald. They're in much more inconvenient locations this time. Castle settings? No. Buildings move. Wow, I didn't want to do that. Move. Let's just move this down a little bit. I don't care where. And let's move these guys up because they're. I don't want to have to go running all the way across the map. I'll never open this one. I'll also never feed my stupid Lilith, so she can go down at the bottom too. I've heard horror stories of people resetting their Animal Crossing playthroughs repeatedly, trying for a more optimal placement of their layout of their town. After you play Animal Crossing a lot, you start to feel the limitations of the town you generated right at the beginning, and you're kind of locked in. Well, this time they have a support. Oh, they didn't last time because he was dead. This is actually a very good support. The supports in this game vary wildly in quality. I think generally they're pretty good. They're better than Awakening. I think a lot of Awakening supports hinged around an off-screen item. It's like, let's talk about this thing that we're both interacting with. In this one, it's kind of more the characters' personalities coming together, which is much better writing. So he can do anything, and my frustration is that he does everything. I want to be independent. This is quite a good... And then him turning you down is hilarious, actually. This is quite funny. I've heard that Treehouse or whatever like radically changed quite a few of the supports. A lot of people hate the Baraka Saizo support, but it's actually probably my favorite support in the entire franchise. Their C support just has them staring at each other. They don't even have a word exchanged. I find that to be really hilarious, and I also find it to be very appropriate for both characters. But it's completely made up. The Japanese version doesn't do that. But I really like that support. You think Saizo would be this super, like, aloof ninja guy, but he's actually a huge hothead. I don't hate that. He looks like a character that'd be cool as a cucumber, but he's just not. I hope nothing ill comes of this arrangement. Things should get apocalyptic. It's a funny dialogue. Alright, we are going to spend the very small resources I have to buy a heart seal. We will not use it yet. I will also sell that HP tonic even though it's a good item. And it's also worth almost nothing. Yeah, they are farming each other. Like canonically. I have a vulnerary in here. I have another vulnerary, I won't need two. I don't need money either. Let's wait before we make all these crazy decisions. Alright, we saw this scene. Now Jacob is present. Doesn't that feel good? We saved his life. We need luck? Why? Wow. First thing that happens in the run is a crit. We're gonna need some help. It's Silas. I quite like Silas. His daughter is okay too. I kind of like him more than his daughter. Cover is a very good skill. I consider cover to be one of the better skills in the game. Vegetarian chowder. Of course I remember you. It's funny because, like, she doesn't remember him in the other route. In this route, he's able to just instantly come up with a story that causes me to remember him. Elise is here too! I will be wasting a good amount of money spamming her staves. Leveling up healing units is easier in this game than it was in older ones. A cute princess like me. They should be here soon.
You know.
I like how Elise is the only Norian royal who doesn't have a blatantly evil retainer. I also find it funny that Ryoma is the only promoted Hoshido retainer, and Elise is the only unpromoted, or not retainer, royal. Elise is the only unpromoted Norian royal. It kind of shows that the Norians are kind of more uh, ready for war. I find they often give you a male and female unit together in Awakening and also in this game to kind of like prep you for some easy supports. Silas Effie, I've never. I mean Silas Elise, I've never done. I wonder if they expect you to do that. Curious thought. A lot of the enemies in this map have like poison touch or whatever it's called. These two idiots. I like Arthur's character a lot. Effie's an undeniably useful unit. It's hard not to use her because of how useful she is.
Oh.
For justice!
I think because Corrin or Robin can be either gender, there's going to be a little bit of funkiness to the way the supports work out. Arthur is unlucky, and he's also heroic. Those are his two personality traits. Effie likes eating and she likes lifting. And I guess she likes Elise. She's got three personality traits. She lifted them both out of poverty, which is kind of charming. The slow zoom in on Xander. I know what I must do. And then he sends Effie after me. Like, that's your scheme, bro? It's a good scheme, I guess. Worked. Effie's here to save me. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go procure those X's. Yeah, he's Bronze Lance. I definitely need to get the Lance rank up so that he can use the Javelin. Alright, it's time. My Dragonstone and Sword are now useless because I'm now an Oni Savage. Didn't even look at what it did to my stats. I could have done this at level... No, I already got my level 10 skill. Yeah, we're chilling. Whoa, baby, my shirt? I lost strength from becoming an Oni Savage. The base stats of Nor Princess are actually quite great. Clearly. You start with that Iron Axe, Hand Axe, right? That's quite a good loadout. You could do worse, that's all I'm going to say. What is it? Is it route or is it kill boss? It's route. I could sit on her back, but there's no point. I need a bronze weapon. Alright, Corrin is now useless for the rest of the battle. I forgot that iron is D. Oops. This is still winnable. It's a bit awkward. Definitely should have waited just a little bit longer. Corrin can stick to someone just to buff stats. Oni Savage actually has very good pair up gains. They're all coming at once. I can just give the axes back to Arthur, really. I think instead we'll just make it the Silas and Silas show starring Silas. Kana's dad. You know? I haven't put too much thought into it. I bet you're like, Beth, can't Effie be attacked? It's quite an interesting situation I put myself into deliberately. Silas marriage? I'm not feeling it. Should I marry Keaton? Have a cute little wolf daughter? Who do I want to marry? Ah, yes, I will marry Forrest. I'll know when I see. Kana's not that great of a unit in my experience. I like Corrin, but you're a little bit more brute forced into actually using the Nor Princess class. Which, to its credit, is not a bad class. Marry Xander. Seems pretty strong. That was not very good. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It's kind of okay. I can't even put her down safely. It's kind of okay. It just means that I can't do paired attack, which is kind of annoying. It's not too late to block off the bottom path. Actually, it might be. Oh, I can do this. Kind of a funny play. This is definitely ugly, though. I can't even do a paired attack with Arthur because he has no weapon. Kana Shmana. I'm probably gonna sit on the bench. Alright. Hope I don't lose. Boss move first. Doubled. Both my healing units are unfortunately in a stack. I missed the 2-hit KO. I should have grabbed and switched to Jacob before doing that heal. Hindsight 2020. That actually looks fine. This looks fine as long as I don't miss. Effie carrying as usual. And she got a speed. That's kind of irrelevant because her general promotion has that one skill. Wary fighter? I don't remember what it is. It's the one where you can't double and they can't double. Oh shit, that allowed Arthur to be attackable. The absolute safest thing I can do is just donk myself onto Silas. Everything was fine. I would have liked some experience on Corrin to get a couple levels and get my initial 2 skills.
Yes.
That's fine. I don't know if we've even recruited a character yet that I want to use long term. Go team!
We made it.
Yes,
You may rely on me.
I can always count on you.
Follow me. King Garen is not without blame. Being tainted by the Hoshidans. Is that his incentive? So Iago is chasing me against Garen's orders, by the way,
Understand?
to try and get me killed. Like Garen assigns a task for me, and Iago is literally like risking his own life against the direction of his own king in order to try and kill me.
Listen up.
Uh, Jacob is probably the most realistically useful one. Oscar core, like Oscar from FE9. That Oscar? Who do I want to invest in? Oscar's good. Salus is very Oscar core. My most recent run of FE9, Oscar was really shit.
I'm always here for you, at your beck and call.
I don't know if I've ever done a Jacob. I'm not used to looking at his portrait in that. I guess I don't make a girl very often. Got some supports. Jacob B support already. I like how she can't. Like, I don't know. I get the gag, or if you can call it a gag, the story beat is that she can't do anything because she's so sheltered. But I really kind of feel like anyone could make a cup of tea. Like, there's a certain point where if you can't do it, you just, like, either were instructed wrong or you don't have. You're incompatible with life. I know that they're trying to do a Jacob being overbearing thing as well. The color. Add some sugar and hot water. It's not bitter. Silas and Jacob. I didn't even know this was a support. I feel like they kind of, because they put so much effort into the same sex supports, they there aren't that many, like, I mean, to opposite sex supports. There aren't that many same sex supports because they're obligated to have every male character be able to talk to every female character. And that often makes the same sex supports kind of good because they only bother to have them for characters that have something interesting to talk about. Putting Cav onto Jacob actually sounds kind of nice. I could have these two be besties. She cannot be gay. I remember it was quite controversial when the game came out because of your support with her as a male unit. I've never done it. But like if you try and like romance her, you like ungay her. Soleil's a cutie. I'm probably gonna grab her. I like Laszlo as a unit, so I'll probably use him, and then Soleil just comes with him. I guess I'll build the statue that raises my strength. I never know what to put these damn things. I always put them down in the corner. which is probably not very optimal or good. Alright, one axe from my axe unit. And next battle, it's gonna be the Corn Show. Inigo. That is his real name, canonical. Laszlo's canonical name is Inigo. Do I need any other weapons? Jacob, I can live with just an iron weapon. Elise will last at least one more battle with a heal staff. Silas is fine for now. Arthur, I'm not even going to bother to equip. Effie would love a javelin. I'm broke. Yes. I didn't get that my first time playing. We can do the Mosu chapter now, right? Yeah, might as well. Get myself some weapon levels. I think generally it's advised not to do this immediately. Run Mozu. I like Mozu more than Donald just looking at her. Possibly because she's a cute girl, possibly because she doesn't have a pot on her head. But I do find it was a very unusual decision that you meet Mozu by every person she knows dying. I might end up using Mozu this run. I don't even have enough units to fill out the battle map loadout. I will be swinging my bronze axe on anyone who will even get near me. I guess I'll have these two working together. Might as well grind their support. Got nothing better to do. You don't have to get to, if memory serves, you don't have to get to Mozu very quickly. Enemies don't really approach her forever. Using heal staves recklessly. Bronze weapons not critting is almost like a benefit in this game. That's the thing that really tripped me up. It's so much easier to plan turns when you don't have to worry about crits. Just because you can't afford to get attacked repeatedly. Oops. Having enemies repeatedly suicide on you to like allow other enemies to occupy the spaces can be just catastrophic. And if you never get a random crit, that never happens. Additionally, you can forge bronze weapons to be as good as iron, well, better than iron weapons, and it's not expensive at all. It literally costs the same as an iron weapon plus a resource that don't do anything other than, you know, stuff like that. Is that the enemy that eventually kills Mozu? It must be. I guess I gotta get down there eventually. Still full HP. Jacob, on the other hand. Invariably, Elise and Sakura are my first promotes of the run because I just do these ridiculously healing strats. I've still never done made Elise. I'm just gonna kill this guy, fuck it. Oh shit, he's getting close. Alright, gangway. Oh shit, he made it. Does she heal? I've never, like, taken this long. What's her behavior? Okay, she heals. I don't care about that vulnerary. However, I do have to get to her with some semblance of speed now. Does this lower attack? I don't think it does. It lowers defense. Salah should be able to kill him next turn. Live to serve. That's an advanced skill. Jacob gets his advanced skills very early because he is promoted. Oh yeah. Alright. Do I use cute little Mozu? What's the word? I should have attacked with the other weapon to leave him on one. Mozu get.
Are you okay?
My mother.
I'm here to help.
Oh, I'm so sad. My whole family is dead.
I'm so
And also everyone I've ever known. The only apothecary. She's actually the only archer. Get it right? Apothecary is cool, but she's an archer. There are so few actual apothecaries in the game. There's Midori, there's Azama's reclass, there's Mitama, and there's the player, and that might be it. There might be like another random one. Yukimura maybe? I think was an apothecary. No, I think he has it. Am I dead? No, I'm quite alive. Kana. Midori's Japanese name is Midoriko. Hanging on, baby. Uh, if I vulnerary and he attacks me, I don't even kill him. But it still seems fine. Ooh, 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 ooh. Am I close enough? Yeah. There we go. Utilizing the pair up was probably overall better, but at least this way Mozu takes less damage. Or utilizing the offensive pair up. 4. Yeah, yeah, she has merchant. Villages, promotions, or master of arms and merchant. That's what I thought apothecaries were. So what's apothecary's other one? It's is it it's merchant and the one with replicate? What's it called? Is it that one? That one lives.
Yes.
Oh, he died. Something I didn't math. Oh, it was the level up. He got a level up. Merchant or Mechanist. There you go. Kinshi Knights. Yeah, she can be a Kinshi Knight. That's a very good job. Honestly, Falco Knight's a very good job too, but she can't be a Falco Knight. Sniper and Kinshi Knight is actually a pretty hard call. Kinshi Knight's probably better overall. Sniper brings quite a lot of fun stuff to the table though. We're gonna break this heal staff this turn, this battle. Silas Mozu? That sounds like a cute pair up. I quite like Mozu with a royal. How about Xander Mozu? She can support with all these characters? What a what a lineup. Alright, I probably won't kill, right, with Jacob? He's weak. Oh yeah, and the debuff. It's gonna be the difference maker. One of the characters around me will allow me to pull off this kill. Ah, they all don't have great accuracy. Surely. Oh, I'll live anyway. Mosey with her first level. It was not great. She got defense and strength, those are quite good. HP is also very essential for her fucking squishy behind. I do need weapon ranks for Corrin too. I find archery to be very useful for various maps in this game, such as that one on the boat. Such as Chapter 10 with the gazillion things happening in the town. Mozu more like Gozu. Kichina Mozu is like the most obvious thing to do in this red, I feel. Yeah, you get the spear back, and you get the utility, the movement. Having flying units is just very helpful. For example, on that one map with all the Kitsune. Or the map with all the wind. How far am I from a D rank? I'll just let the boss kind of whack me over and over. No, because I'll damage him. I need actual hits. I'm too strong, damn it. I need Mozu to get a hit. I need this damn D rank. Go, Mozu, go. I can get Mozu experience and myself weapon rank if I just pair myself up with Mozu. Offensively. Like this. I don't think you get weapon rank for that. That's a Mozu level right there. That's what we use her for. There we go. Let's put someone tanky here so that he doesn't attack them. He attacks Mozu. A funny quirk of uh, Conquest route is that enemies won't attack if they do 0 damage. Yo! Please don't attack with Effie. Surely your support points with Coroner higher. Yep. That's more like it. What? I got the wrong pair up. Are we talking about Meowscarada? Do we have anything more than Meowscarada? Have they revealed more cards? Meowscarada EX looks fun. Grass is probably the weakest type right now. Am I crazy? Is there a weaker type than grass? Like, what's a good EX that's grass type in the current meta? Oh. Uh, what is it that straight up kills an opponent? Oh, it's Guzzlord, isn't it? Guzzlord discards the opponent's card. Mega Venusaur is probably the best one, yeah. It's a little iffy, but it can win instantly if you're not unlucky. I die. Can we debuff this guy? What does the Iron Back Dagger even debuff? Doesn't even say up there. It says down here. Okay, it doesn't debuff strength. Crit growth is what enables Venusaur to work, yes. I was not expecting Mozu to still get owned by the boss of this map. Well, she can tag on some hits. I don't know if she gets experience, but she'll at least get weapon ranks and stuff. At least his personal skill will help Mozu live. I didn't consider that. Good level. Shove. Seal resistance, baby. It's a good skill. I should have done Magic Boon into Oni Savage. That would have been funny. And then done Oni Chieftain with a pure magic build. That's a really funny class. Oni Chieftain is one of the quirkiest classes in this game that's still good. We're almost at our rank up. Is it within... I thought it was within 2 tiles. Adjacent. It's within 1 tile. There goes my heal staff. Oh yeah, we live in. And then some. Why is it dropping it this much? What's the mechanism here? -3. I forgot it was that high. But even then, I'm taking 5 less damage. Is it this? No. Is it here somewhere? Yes. Jacob also allows her to live. Do I care? She's doing no damage, so she's not going to get any experience. She's just going to get spear weapon ranks, and I'm probably just going to have her, you know, reclass. She will be a primarily bow unit for most of the run, I'm sure. Okay, we're getting close. Oh, I did it. Weapon rank D. Alright, who needs experience? Obviously Mozu. Oh, I don't have cover and I'm 50 EXP away. Well, he'll just attack Mozu, so that's good enough. Oh, I can just immediately stick someone on Mozu and just go for the power. That's 2 strength. That's 2 strength. I imagine only Chieftain is probably... It's strength, but I don't know how much. Alright, let's just get Mozu attacked. Let's just allow her to get beaten up. No, Mozu, no. Whoa. I don't want to waste the free staff. I usually go most playthroughs, like, without using the free staff at all. 4 strength. Only Savage is such a beastly job. And look at that. Look at all that power. I get defense, too, so I live. Goat. And she dodges, just a flex. Alright. The fight went about as well as it could have. A lot of people say don't do that map until you've got more characters so you can get more support points, but the honest truth is that there's just not that many enemies and you can only do so much. It's all destroyed.
Listen.
Can I join your group? Only until we find you a safe place to call home, and then I just keep her on my party for the entire game.
Yes. I'll do my best.
Mozu's cute. I think the removal of a pot really helps the Donald type character. Well, she's more useful than a no weapons Arthur.
Yeah.
Where's Mozu? Hell yeah. Mozu's even cuter from the front. She's actually got a rose on both sides. Let's look at her chest.
Time with me.
It's funny that they let you do that.
And your friends.
I feel almost embarrassed remembering the dating sim components of this game. Yeah. Do some push-ups, Elise. That's not this one, I don't think. What is the support? Where it's like push-ups are for everyone. I feel like it is Elise, but it's Elise and who? Kapow! My killer left hook. No, I don't think so. I think it might be Malcorn and Elise. You're the best. I love you the most! Start with some cardio. That's a good thing to start her on. She looks like she would have endless energy. The gag with Mozu and also the gag with Donald is that a farm life has overprepared them for war. I quite enjoy that gag. It's good. It's funny. There's a lot of inherently endearing stuff about both characters. Mozu is like quietly superhuman, just like how Donald was. That makes both characters very endearing to me. It's a really funny quirk. Just to have this unassuming person, a humble, unassuming person, who's just like, you know, a nuke. Of course not. The very idea. I like the way Mozu talks too. She doesn't look like a bumpkin. They went too far in the other direction, just making her look like a regular girl. But I don't know what they should have done. Make her clothes patchier? Don't think so. Don't think that's the way. Oh, this is a really funny support, actually. Silas asks if Elise will be his sister for a day or something. He's like, I was an only child and I've always wanted to have a sibling. Be my little sister for a day. And then in their B support, it's like, what should we do? And Silas just suggests arguing. He's like, why don't we have a fight? And Lisa's like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't know what siblings do. Don't they argue? It's pretty funny. I think, in terms of an unassuming character, Mozu is effective design-wise. I might run Silas. I will probably run Perry. I like Perry a lot. I might just run every cav they give me. I don't even know if I'm going to run Xander. Xander's too easy. He's too obvious. I don't love his kid either. It's kind of a boring kid. Ryoma's kid is boring too. Technically speaking, I should buy Jacob a staff, even though it would break my bank. Fuck it. The heal staff is not a bad decision. I'll use it.
I could do no less.
I don't love Cav's promotions as classes, but Cav is a very good class. I also like that Paladin gets the double A rank. That's quite cool. You get the A rank spears and the A rank lances. How much longer do I want to play? Do I want to do the next map? I love how you get Parry, and she's just like a, her gimmick is that she kills people, and the very first thing you do is like, Parry, don't kill people. And she never kills anyone for the entire game because literally, like, you just remove her character gimmick within the first 2 seconds of meeting her. I think I've got another battle in me. I think this scene works a lot better with Felicia. I think the game in general works better with Felicia. In this scene, Jacob runs ahead and leaves my main character stranded. And that really seems like something Jacob wouldn't do. Wait for me. And it's absolutely something Felicia would do. Like, she knows this environment super well because she's from the Ice Tribe, and she's careless.
Yes.
Jacob is not careless at all, and yet he leaves literally the most important person in his life to die.
Everything will be fine.
That's such a Felicia move.
Yes.
The thing is, either Felicia or Jacob fills the exact same story beats, but the actions they perform make more sense with Felicia most of the time. I like how you don't have a horse on Silas.
Yeah.
What's Silas's reclass? Mercenary, I think. Mercenary is not a super valuable class. It's kind of cool. Bow Knight's alright. Hero's alright. They're both alright. They're not crazy.
You.
Soul is a cool skill. I like Soul. That's a hero skill, I think. Is it good? Probably not. Is it cool? Yes.
It's over. Welcome.
Kill my leader of the Ice Tribe. Corrin is so reckless. You've had a long day. There are so many scenes like this in this game where, like, it's like, Corrin, you probably shouldn't say that. Corrin just has no discretion at all. Which I guess is a character trait, but it just makes her stupid.
Well,
Listen.
We are their enemy.
oh.
Careful out there.
I forgot myself for a moment, and I will forget myself many more times before the game is up, most notably with King Garen.
Yeah.
I like how we're having this talk about how, like, gray things are, and this route, which should be the gray route, is so unbelievably white. The not killing anyone in an army thing, we'll be seeing it a lot. I think it's very annoying on like 3 different metrics. I'll talk about it in a bit.
Yes.
It's unrealistic, and it's also very clumsy.
If you'll excuse me.
It can't be.
Flora,
I.
my liege.
Oh wow. Relief. Thank goodness.
Hey?
I see. You know it.
Until we suppress the Ice Tribe rebellion like Father ordered. I think that this is not bad writing. I think this is kind of funny. You have this is the opposite of what we had. This is like the opposite of what we had earlier with the coming out of the gorge and then immediately getting bonked on the back of the head. In that one, they warn you about it, and then you immediately fall prey to it, and it just feels like very bad writing. But in this one, they warn you not to um, talk about the suppressing the rebellion, and then Elise shows up, not privy to the conversation, and immediately talks about it. So I think it's the same exact thing, but this time it's kind of played for comedy and also develops Elise as a character because she is just reckless like that. She doesn't understand what she's saying. Ask them to please stop rebelling and maybe eat dinner together. So this one, them setting up not to fall into the trap and then immediately falling into the trap is a lot more effective, and it makes the other one feel very stupid. It shows they can do it well, and that just makes you wonder why they did it so badly the first time.
Excuse me.
I find Flora's motivations very hard to track. Boris, the only language they understand. Side with them and you'll pay the price. So this entire time, I'll talk about it after. Arthur benched. That seems appropriate. He has no weapons, and I can't even afford any. We have to visit 3 houses. If you failed to visit 3 houses, you would be so fucked in this route. It's like a huge source of income early on. I guess I'll rearrange my units a little bit. Actually, they're pretty much perfect. Maybe that's a bit better. That's better still. Flora's present and we can kill her. Flora actually recruits in this route, but she doesn't die in this map. It's actually possible to visit like 4 houses if you're efficient. Some of them are pretty hard to visit in time. Enemies pour out of this top one. I rarely touch the Dragon Vein in this map. I know what it's for. It's kind of interesting the route differences. You have the same map in both routes, but in Birthright, this is water, and you freeze it with the Dragon Vein, and it remains permanently frozen. So it just kind of opens up the whole map. Meanwhile, in this route, it's frozen, and you can melt it for a single turn, then it goes back to being frozen. So it's a lot more tactical, a lot more abstract. Oh no. Niles, and also Odin. Odin's one of my favorite characters in this game, but I use him every freaking run, so I'm not going to use him this run. Even though I like him and I like his daughter. Ophelia Dusk, or whatever.
I am Odin Dark.
I freaking love Odin, Owain. He's probably my favorite character in this game. He also has my favorite skill in the entire franchise.
Whoa, whoa.
Don't be afraid, Lady Akari. My felt hand awakens. The sword, the curse. A lot of people really like reclassing him because his stats kind of work better as a Myrmidon, samurai rather, and it's what he was in the last game. But I think it's not considered to be very good to reclass him. Like, there's several better recipients of the Heart Seal, most notably Corrin and Mozu, who are like reclassed every round by everyone. Bastion of Loyalty. It's hilarious that Niles is the gay option in this route, and you're punished so severely by marrying him, because you miss out on both Kana and Nina. You miss out on 2 kids by gay marrying Niles. This skill right here. Aching Blood. Crit plus 10 when using a custom weapon with a name at least 12 characters long. That is such a fun skill. That's so funny. Because you're not just going to call it, you're going to get in character. You're going to call it like Dark Netherbolt or some bullshit. It like immediately puts the player into the mode where they're thinking the same way that Odin thinks. It's just so instantly fun. Jacob is a hidden weapon user and will be perfect at killing these two mages. Niles will also probably be able to accomplish it quite well. Does he have anyone else he'd rather? I'd like to pull that person. And Odin can assist, I guess. Mozu can get some EXP. Aching blood. Yeah, there you go. Is that enough? It looks like enough. 12 characters. Yeah, you got room. Um, I want to start killing all these guys up here, but this is actually kind of tricky to pull them without pulling the two mages and getting owned by like 50 enemies at once. I think here is probably okay. I could even equip the hand axe. I hope I don't regret this. Obviously, I could just put Silas on myself, but I'd rather pair attack. Let's hope I don't die and just see what happens. I'm still very early in the map. Yeah, Jacob is very good at killing magic units. Yeah, that went quite well. Still going well. I don't regret it yet. The spear guy and the other mage can't reach me. Alright. I do not regret my actions. They get real beaten up though. Silas adds move, right? I could actually just attach myself to him and then swap characters and throw. I probably won't die. Mozu can't quite do anything. I didn't pull that one. Sometimes enemies are bunched in rather surprising ways. Oh, I should have had Niles attack. I can just have Niles kill the other one. There's like a pretty significant level gap between these two, actually. Not that significant. Level 8 versus level 5. This game pulls this a few times, where I'll give you two units at once, and there'll be a kind of surprising level gap between them. I think it does it with Perry and, what's his face? Laszlo. Laszlo's like level 15 and Perry's like level 10. Kind of interesting. If I get frozen, it will be annoying. Especially if I then get swarmed by enemies, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, I got frozen. I need to bait a different freeze. Can I kill this guy? Well, yeah, but... Oh, he does 0 damage to me. I'll be alright. I got that pair up dodge queued up too. What are we doing all the way over here? Let's come to the action. Okay, that successfully baited the... Oh, Mozu, blessed. And a level up. Well, that I can understand. That was almost a perfect level. She only missed on magic, which she should never need. Famous last words. Elise is so far away. I don't really have any unit I want to pull this axe guy with except Effie. What's my skill? Demoiselle. Will I get owned by pulling him with Effie? I mean, not Effie, with Mozu. He's got 17 attack, that's kind of a lot. Dark Mage is supposed to have high defense. Odin's defense is not horrible, but it's not that great. Let's just do this. Let's have Odin pull him. It'll be fine. We're about to have a whole bunch of enemies spawn from that house up top, but they don't spawn and attack on the same turn. She still got... No, freeze only has 2 uses? I thought I had 4. This one looks good to kill. Okay. Chillin'. I used to struggle with almost every map in this game. I've gotten better at this game. Like, every map was a reset point when I was first playing this, even though I was like an experienced Fire Emblem player. Something about this game just awakens choke artistry in me. It's because it's very punishing for each failure. I'm just gonna let them get closer slowly. I got a lot of units down here. They should be able to figure something out between them all. It's kind of tricky though because I don't want to get that close to what's her face. We're at D rank lances. We can get a javelin. I pulled 2 enemies. I hope I don't regret that. I was just talking about how I've gotten a lot better at this game. Getting attacked repeatedly is just very dangerous. You only ever want to pull like 1 enemy at a time. But Silas is kind of tanky, and he dodged. Alright, only pulled 2 enemies here, and they should be pretty easy to systematically eradicate. I mean, I obviously kill him, and I get the Mozu's, like, point. It would be better to kill the Axe guy first, though. That way he doesn't get the tag on hit. I do want Jacob's levels, but actually Mozu's fine. Oh, decisions. Am I going to use Effie? I've never used, Benny. And I was kind of thinking about it this run. I've also never used Charlotte. They just both join a little too late. I say that, but you get them before Keaton, and I often use Keaton. I think it's because Keaton's so unique. But Benny and Charlotte are jobs you already have by that point, and that probably have some significant experience and support investment in. Might as well raise some of my support points, and also potentially just gotta, yeah, kill with the tag on hit. That's quite fine. These two have to figure something out up here. I guess Silas can grab shelter real quick. Not a great level. Defense is a good stat. There's shelter. That's my 3rd house visited. There's an interesting thought. Alright, so these guys just don't want to move unless quite vigorously prompted. I'm only pulling the mage with this move, so I might as well just pull the mage and get some kind of support thing going on here with these dummies. Let's bring these idiots back into the main action. Oh shit, I didn't look at their movement. It doesn't matter. I've got the movement of every enemy on. I keep on going to auto every freaking time. Ooh, I'm getting, I didn't notice that, the Flora team up. Didn't matter, but I didn't take it into account. Stuff like that. That's why I'm bad at this game. I can't think about those things very well. Effie should be my best Flora killer in the army, quite comfortably. She's got a 1% crit chance, which is pretty funny. Technically speaking, Effie was the best person to heal, because she's the only one who's going to take damage next turn, potentially. Nice level. I am a Niles enjoyer. If he about to murder these two? Hell yes. Mozu's extremely low damage allowed that guy to survive. And also that guy. I mean, there's a question of efficiency and a question of like experiencing the full game. You know what you're going to get into using Benny, even without using him, but you don't know what the heck's going to go on when you use Keaton until you use him. Keaton is actually, I find he's one of the better tanks in the game, which is funny. He like tanks at the level of the Armor Knights, just because the Beast Rune is so good. Beast Rune, honestly, one of the best weapons in the whole game. It's like the Guard Naginata almost. Now does Mozu have a cute support? She like loses an object that's super precious to her, and he goes and finds it after berating her. It's a fun one. Odin? No, I'm not gonna use Odin. Right. Time to continually break Elise's heal staff. No, the continuous and continual are two different words. I will not use Odin for the rest of the map, so he can just sit at the bottom and think. Think about life. Boss is a sage, isn't he? Well, it's not a sage, a sorcerer. It's the equivalent of sorcerer, I guess. It's the equivalent of druid, perhaps. The closest analog to sage in this game is actually on Myoji. It's kind of funny to think about. Something about the colors of Niles make it hard to tell whether he's moved. There's like more black and gray in his color scheme than other characters, I think. He's a darker looking unit. Why yes, I did just call Niles darker looking. I like how he's like an amoral like thief and assassin. He's like a sadist, and they made him like one of the few dark skin characters in this game. And I'm using dark skin very loosely. Very, very loosely. Well, I probably 1v1 him. It's not pretty. My accuracy's worse than I thought. Rare footage of a character who will benefit from a secret book. Is this good? Yeah, it's quite good. I let him attack me first, though. Get the debuffs off. Oh, yeah. Honestly, Jacob attacking again probably works the boss. My main character is getting to be a pretty high level, so apart from boss kills, I don't think I can get much EXP. If I get hit, if I miss and then get hit, it'll restore a lot of HP from Kilma, so that'll be interesting.
Yes.
What a shame. Okay, I killed him. Okay, that didn't give me very much experience anyway. He's a promoted unit.
All right.
This right here is the first in a long series of story beats where I'm going to not be killing anyone. So this is intended as like the dark route where you kind of take the villain path, but they very meticulously have me not kill anyone. After almost every single map, I dodge accountability like Neo dodging bullets. Or I dodge, not accountability, well, yeah, accountability. I dodge moral grayness or moral blackness.
Yes.
I must be redeemable at every turn. You literally commit more war crimes in Birthright than you do in Conquest. And that feels really stupid on several metrics. I like in my head I compare it to the Spider-Man Punisher Wolverine situation. Do you guys know about that? When Spider-Man fights alongside Punisher, he's constantly making like rules for Punisher that he can't hurt, he can't like kill anyone, or like he's constantly criticizing Punisher for being a murderer, you know? And that's because it's a big part of Punisher's character that he like goes too far in the other direction and he like kills the criminals, whatever. So that's a nice little dynamic to have between Spider-Man and Punisher. But then Spider-Man also teams up with Wolverine in the comics repeatedly. And Wolverine just kills people left and right, but it's not part of his character that he kills people. It's not a character flaw for Wolverine. It's just something he does. And because of that, Spider-Man doesn't give a shit when Wolverine kills people. He's like constantly criticizing Punisher for killing people, but he never gives a shit about Wolverine. And this game does the same thing with Corrin, where it's not a story beat that Corrin should avoid murder on the Birthright route. So Corrin just kills people as necessary in the Birthright route. It's like, well, anything to end the war, you know? And in this route, it's like, oh, actually, maybe we can end the war without a single person dying, so we can be the goodest person possible. It's really weird that so much attention is drawn to Corrin's morality in this route when you're being the villain compared to the other route where you're being the hero. And we'll see it over and over and over, and it gets more and more frustrating every time because it's, as I was saying, it's unrealistic that Corrin's just, oh, like we managed to avoid killing even a single person who are all trying to kill us. It's frustrating that the devs think that I like that they need to specify that instead of just doing an actual gray and black route. And it's frustrating from a believability standpoint. I must first ask for your cooperation. Did we talk to Flora about this? Because there's some weird stuff about why she sides with her dad. It feels like she should side with us.
Um,
Can you ever forgive me?
no. Yes.
I swear my fealty to you. Like, how did she serve me for my entire life without her dad ever finding out about it? And why did she do it if her ultimate alliance is to her dad and not to me? To the point that she would try and kill me if, like, I showed up. Her motivations don't make super good sense.
No.
If she was really trying to kill me, why wouldn't she just do it? Like, she's been alone with me a lot for the entire game, presumably since I was very young.
Thank you.
Yes.
We ruined everything. Time is of the essence.
Thank you very
Oh yeah, I got the reward too. 10,000 gold. Alright, I probably should stop here, even though I want to keep playing Loki. I actually got some money, so we can do a little bit of shopping. I also, presumably, can build the... Oh, the smithy. No, I don't... Without the arena, the smithy's borderline useless. The arena, being able to duplicate your ores is very helpful. And you need quite a lot of ore before you can do an ore swap and then get enough ores to start, like, making weapons. So we'll wait on the smithy. It's not very helpful to build right away. The lottery shop could be helpful if I'm really lucky. I've never gotten a gold from the lottery shop. You either get a wood or a silver or a gold. And the odds go up the higher you upgrade it. I got wood. Look. That's good. That's actually good. Unfortunately, that's not an ore, so I can't use it for any uh, smithing.
As you wish.
Will I be capturing? It's not very helpful if I'm not capturing. I have Niles. I could have built the prison just so Niles could start capturing. I probably won't. I will build the Norian Glade. I will build it down here. I think it does something during invasions, but I forget what. Oh, everyone can talk to everyone. Hello, Silas. Rallyman. I know about him. I found out about him recently. He's that one guy on the Takumi map with the giant wall in front of the gate who has like every rally skill. The higher difficulty you're playing on, the more capture becomes good because the higher enemy quality, I feel. You start having enemies with like illegal combinations. And it's like if you want to have those combinations, you can only get it by capturing the enemy. There's the fat lady from what Midori's paralogue. There's like a really interesting capturable boss, but I forget why she's interesting. I think she like can't reclass because they didn't want to make fat versions of other characters. She's like an adventurer or whatever they rebranded it to in this route in this game. There was Thief that used swords that rebranded to, yeah, I think it is Adventure, that promoted to Trickster, which used swords and staves. But Thief got reimagined as Outlaw, which is a bow unit. And so they gave the promotion bows plus staves, and just cause they renamed the promotion too, or it's a different promotion, I suppose. And that one's, I think, Adventurer. I find it quite good. It's a really hard call. Outlaws to promotions. They're both good. Honestly, staves just offer a lot of utility. And you still have good attacking potential just by having bows. The mini bows in this game, so you can always melee with bows too. Far too old for a game like hide and seek. A game of chess. Elise is still in on it. That's cute. She just wants to play no matter what it is. I would hazard a guess that Elise probably has played quite a bit of chess in her time. I doubt she's good though. Munch munch. Remember Ilyana? Who had like the freaking glandular... She had like some kind of like thyroid disorder of some kind. She was permanently hungry. They didn't shove that personality trait in your face. Even still, Ilyana was one of the more gimmicky characters of the Radiant games. I like that they're not afraid to have short supports in this game. Sometimes they're just not super long. I feel like they had like a fixed length in Awakening that they all supports had to reach. But sometimes these situations resolve kind of quickly. I think it's okay to have long supports and short supports. But most Fire Emblem games just kind of like get them all to a medium length. Great way to preserve the fruit. It's interesting that Mozu... it would have been very obvious to just have Mozu say, no, people in my village did this, instead of like her discovering dried up fruit. Growl. No, she's gonna eat you. I am a firm believer. Not my most recent, but my time before last that I played Path of Radiance, I used all 5 mages in a single run. Bastion, Khalil, Soren, Tormod, Ilyana. Ilyana is very anti-meta when you get her. And it's, even though she isn't a super great unit on paper, she ends up carrying quite a lot. She ends up being very useful. Save me a couple. Soren is almost always quite good in my experience. The only problem is his little noodle arms forcing you to use wind tomes. Sit down, you creep. Wind tomes are badly designed in Path of Radiance. because they get the bonus damage on flying enemies, but their might is so low that the double might means nothing. Like, wind is a 2 might spell. Filthy words to Lady Elise. So, like, when you hit a flying enemy with wind, you get 2 bonus damage. Secret lair, offer me some saucy snacks. Why are you always such a tease? This is so good. This is great characterization for Elise, who's not even present. She is very malleable like that. You see it a lot in her Odin support. It's funny that Elise is getting good character development in this support. There's like a support where Effie's doing like push-ups or something like that, and she's like in the thousands. Jesus Christ, do you think her strength would be higher than that? Like, her strength is good. 16 strength at her level? That's nice. She's got a high strength base and a high strength growth. But, you know, to do 1,000 push-ups in a row, I doubt she's light. I think she is one of the shorter characters, actually. You can see all the character heights if you make the accessory shop, which I actually could build. You can, like, compare everyone's heights. There's some, like, surprisingly tall and surprisingly short characters. Gunter is huge if memory serves. He, like, towers over most of the cast. Normally he's on a horse, so you can't really tell how tall he is. I guess that's all I want to do today. We got quite far. 9 chapters deep. I'll play more tomorrow, I think. Probably starting around the same time, after work. Thanks for watching, everyone.